Hello, YouTube. Hello. Hello, everyone, YouTube world. How's everyone out there today? Well, another day. It's not sunny today. It's not sunny. Look. No. Rain, rain. Yep. It is raining outside today. I'm coming out a little bit late for my walk this morning. But, you can't walk in the rain. I mean, unless you already on the walking trail. But I don't know if I'll be able to get my walk on today. So I'm feeling kind of down about that. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I noticed, though, this morning, earlier, it looked like it was going to rain. So I had said to myself, well, let me go ahead on and try to get a couple of laps in. And, it caught it today. So by the time I get here, yes, 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 yes. This is what I got. Rain. It's not like raining really, really, really hard, but it's raining. So I just want to say, yeah, here I am. I'm back. How's everyone today? Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching my channel. I am Sister 6302. Thank you for like, share, and subscribe to my video. I appreciate you all watching my videos. Thank you so much. What's on the agenda for today? It's just about everything. Like I say, every time you turn around, something else is going on. Some good news in the news today. Yes, yes, yes. I am just sitting here. Like I said, I was going to go on the trail, on the walking trail. But I don't know, maybe if I sit here for a little while, it might stop. And then, because sometimes I do that, get out and see if it's going to get a little bit worse, if it's going to rain a little bit harder. But yeah, I got my phone sitting on this it's sitting on some kind of hand. It's not a hand thing, like when you put your phone on a little thing on your car, what you supposed to, it's supposed to hook on something on your car dash. Somehow or another, mine can't do it. I might not be installing it right, but yeah. So I'm moving my phone to try to get a better vision of myself, I guess. But I don't know if we're gonna get in the sun today, y'all. I sure don't. I sure never was hoping for it. But when it rain a little bit, it kind of like cools it off a little bit and make it a little bit cooler. But y'all know that don't last long. No, that don't last long at all. It sure don't. So I want to try to get I was thinking about this because you all know I said in my previous video that I don't really like to use that word diet. So I'm gonna just say the D word. Yeah, it's the D word. I've come to a conclusion like this. I've been on so many different D's, within my lifetime. Ever since the vegan, like I said, I was on vegan over 10 years. Yeah, and it did my body very, 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 very good. It sure did. And then after my surgeries, when I started doing other different diets, I mean, the D. But I couldn't find out. I just made my mind up. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just try to eat as healthy as I can. Yeah, that's the subject for today. I'm just trying to eat as healthy as I can. The foods that's supposed to be healthy for our bodies. Uh, Foods that don't have all those hundreds and hundreds of different ingredients and the labels and names that you cannot pronounce. So I just said, you know what? I'm not on no keto diet, keto D anymore. I'm not on the paleo. I never been on the paleo. What's that other one? Weight Watcher, carnivore. It's just so many of them out there now, you know. It really is. It's just so many of them. And I was trying to experience on the, I had experienced the carnivore. I'm like, this all they eat? This is all they eat? Just meat and eggs? Well, you know, if you know about being on different D's, you know what I'm talking about when I say different, you know, this is all they eat. And then you had a keto. The keto is a little bit more. That's why I think you hear when you go on YouTube and you see a lot of people on the keto because you have a more variety of food that you can eat versus the carnivore. And there's the other one. What is the name? I said it on the other previous video. So I just made up my mind. Have you ever been like that? Have you ever been, you know, you just tried so many of those D's and you come to find out that they just didn't work with your body. I think we just have to go with please our body. I really do. Because sometimes you can be on these different D's and something else could happen, you know. But like I said on my previous video, I found out about a couple of years ago that, because I would always say to myself, what causes me to gain weight? So I found out that bread, breads. And then they tell you, say, you know, just like any other natural food, you know, you can cook it from scratch. So I started making my breads from scratch, but I couldn't find out. I guess it was something in the flour, you know. I was using white flour. When I said I wasn't going to use white flour, but I wanted to make some bread, you know, something like better bread in the stores, you know. The bread that I was eating, you know, were putting weight on me. So I decided to make it from, you know, just flour and water. That's all you need to make bread, you know, flour, water, a little bit of salt, and if you want it to be, you know, some people put sugar in theirs, but there's so many different ways you can make homemade bread. And now I was told also, well, you know, watching the videos about making bread is you can actually buy your own seeds and you can grind them into flour. Yeah, that's true. I have done that in the past. I sure have. I've done that. But I couldn't find out, you know, like people use these seeds called hard white wheat seeds, red wheat seeds, you know, for bread, you know, when you grind them up. Like I say, it's 100% flour. What I couldn't find out about that was, if you just make bread out of that kind of flour by itself, it is so dense. It will be so dense. And then I will see videos of people mixing it with other kind of flours, you know, like almond flour, some people use coconut flour, you know, some people use spelt, some people use Kuwait. Yeah, some people use different kind of other flours. Mix it with the seeds flour. So yeah, bread. Bread is the main is the main course of the meal that put weight on me, and it don't take long either for put that weight on me. I tell you. And I said to myself, I said, well, you know, everybody like bread. You know what I'm saying? You know, from time to time. But they say if you eat bread, you just have to eat it in small portions. That don't work for me. No. That don't work for me. Not at all. Not at all. I got to have a little bit more than a little old portion. You know what I'm saying? Don't you have to have more than a little bit portion when you have bread? Well, some people have self-control. You know, they know how to just eat a little bit, and you know they can. You know, they have it down pat. Well, me, I get carried away. I get carried away with that bread to where I have and I notice I eat so much just bread make me full. And I know that, you know, I say to myself, oh my goodness, but the bread be so good. That bread be so good. And like I said, I made it now I can make some biscuits, but when I make bread, somehow I know it just don't never turn out right. Every time it turns out different. If it's not dense, it's really, really crispy, hard, you know, on top. And even the bottom. And then when I poke a thing through the center and cut it open, it just is dense as I don't know what. And different kinds of bread I have experience with. But somehow or another, when I make biscuit, they turns out perfect. Like, what, flour and water. I don't know why, but it turns out perfect. I go by the recipe, and I even started going by the recipe how to make regular bread. Have y'all made homemade bread out there? Or do y'all just buy y'all store-bought bread? Yeah, I'm going to try another kind of bread my son told me about. But, whatever it is, I got to be careful with that too. It's a new kind of bread I never tried before. I've seen it in the stores, but I never, tried it, and I've seen that name. So I said, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna try that. Yes, but bread, that's my downfall. It sure is. That bread, wee. And you know what? When you see the weight, it just like all of it just come on you all at once. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it may slip up on you, but all of a sudden you be like, hey, these pants used to be slack. Now they real tight to put on. Yeah, real tight to fasten. And your gut start growing out, and something ain't right now. So you be like, okay, it's something that I'm eating. That I'm eating. And you know what? Come to find out too about white flour. I guess you can buy white flour now with no gluten in it. But most people use white flour. Like that Pillsbury, MacArthur. Different name brands. It's already have gluten in it, and I don't eat a lot of stuff with gluten in it because it blows, it blows me up, like like certain food, it just blows you up, and I think it's a sensitivity to the gluten in the foods, but it's different, so many different kind of breads out there. It sure is. It just seems like when other people make the bread, it just looks so, very, very, it looks so healthy and delicious. And you be saying yourself, I want to try to make that. Yeah, you could try and make it. But my mind, I always go back to where it'll say, you don't taste the same that when they made it. It seems to always taste different, don't it? Yeah, if you make it yourself, it tastes different. But if somebody else make it seems like it just tastes so good. It sure do. Yes, it does. But what did y'all do? Y'all make some y'all own bread, or y'all just buy your bread? And bread too is so expensive too, That's how come I want them to try to make it on my own, because bread is just getting too expensive here. I don't care what kind of bread. Hot dog buns, hamburger buns, regular, sandwich bread. All that stuff is just getting so expensive. But, I know, we just sometimes, go on and buy it. Because, we like bread. We sure do. I once upon a time, I used to eat bread with every meal. Every meal. I had to have me some bread. I sure did. Well, I never been a big breakfast eater. I always am a good old smoothies, for breakfast, to take me over. And then around about 12, 1 o'clock when I do eat, how they call that, the brunch, it has to be bread, whatever it was that I was eating. If I made a sandwich, it was with bread. And then come dinner time, whatever my meals was, I had to have me some bread. Yeah, I was just a bread lover. But you know what? Now I haven't had bread in 1, 2, 3. I think today is the 3rd or 4th day I have not had bread. I sure haven't. So how I make my bread now? Well, I'm still researching, trying to find out, what's a healthy flour that don't put no weight on you. I think all of it put weight on you. I really do. Yeah, but then again, I could be wrong. Yeah, you might know a different way, which is good. Yeah, if you're doing it like that, hooray to you. But different kind. I use my little Dash, those little miniature products by Dash, like the little waffles makers. They come in waffles maker. They come in like a pancake Dash, the egg Dash. I had the different little Dash equipments. What you call them? Appliances. And how sometimes you have stuff and you just put it away and you don't use it anymore. Well, I come to find out, and I've done this in the past. I sure have. Got the recipe from YouTube, where you just cook eggs. You beat your eggs and you put some cheese in it, and you just put it on the little miniature Dash griller. The one that makes the waffles look like waffles. It do look like they are waffles. But when it get done, it's bread. So I substitute that for bread. I got that, like I said, I got that recipe from off of YouTube years ago, Because I was just sitting down and I was just thinking one day, and I kept saying to myself, how can I eat a healthy bread? A bread that won't put no weight on me. So, just about everybody in the world, United States, I know, love eggs. I don't think vegans eat eggs. Do they? I don't know. Yeah, but everybody else eat eggs. Yeah. Just about everybody, eat eggs. Yeah. So what you do, you just take these eggs, you just beat them, and you put some cheese in them, and then you just pour it. You whip it. You can put your little seasoning in there, that you like. You like onion, garlic powder. Put that in there, little paprika powder. But then you put it on the little griller, spread it out. It's going to be very thin when you spread it out, but don't worry about that, because when it get done cooking, it's going to originally look like a real waffle. Just a small, but it's a miniature waffle. The size of the little dash, DASH appliance. Yeah. So, I made it that day, and, I'm like, oh, this just tastes like bread. But it's not bread. But by the time it get done cooking, it look like a waffle. But a waffle is nothing but bread anyhow. Flour, milk, cream, whatever you want to put with it. And you just pour it on your waffle cooker. That's all. That's all this is. The same thing. They just in a smaller size. So it was pretty good. So I said, you know what? That little small tiny thing is not gonna do it for me. I need a bigger waffle. So I pulled out my big griddle. I pulled out the bigger one. I got a bigger waffle. I sure do. Uh, 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 and I made it with the bigger waffle, because the bigger waffle will give me like a sandwich sized bread. Yeah, so that turned out perfect too. It sure did. Yeah, it turned out perfect. Yes, yes. So to me, that's bread. To me, look like I can't tell the difference. I sure can't. But like I said, it's different ways that you can do this now on these miniature grillers. It is, waffle makers. That's what they call waffle makers. Yeah, yeah. You can come up with your own recipe, or like me, I got mine from YouTube. And this is like a long time ago. When those dashes, DASH, when they first came out, when they was very popular some years ago. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I experiment on them. I liked it on then, but I'm kind of find out now I still like them, but. I got my big waffle griddle out. Yes, 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 yes. It's probably about 2 times the size of that little old dash. It sure is, But I think it's good, when you just first starting out to experiment. And so now I said, you know what I'm saying? So I have not used any flour. I just did the egg and cheese, mixed it together, put some seasoning in it, and beat it up and just spread it on that griddle, and you wait until that light turn green, red, one of them. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody got a griddle, a waffle griddle. Yeah. And then you know what? But me, now this is me personally. I like for my waffle to be kind of crispy, like I don't like for mine to be soft. So when the light come on, they let you know that it's done. I just let it stay on in there. I sure do. I flip it over and give it another. Let it go out throughout the minutes that it do it. Be cooking it, and I do it on both sides. I like mine in between soft and crispy, but mostly crispy. Yes, I just like that crunch. I sure do. But I just let mine cook longer. I sure do. I don't let it get. I don't take it out when it's done. I don't take it out. I just let it stay on in there. Because I'm watching it anyhow. So to me, it turns out perfect. So I am experiencing in other ingredients that I can use, to make me some bread. But I say to myself, I just need to get away from that flour. You know what I'm saying? I sure do. That white flour, I need to get away from it. There's a flour called einkorn, something like that. I was using that one time. I couldn't find out that make the bread dense too. So I'm like, I don't see how they eat these different kind of flours. And when the bread get done, it's dense on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And one time when I cooked my loaf and I got done with it, how you just put the whole thing you shape it like a round ball, and then you just put it in a low pan. When it get done, you stick that that toothpick in there, and it comes out with some of the it's not even completely done. But you follow the recipe. You know what I'm saying? I follow the recipe and everything. So when I cooked the inside, when I cut it, mm, it hadn't even finished cooking. It hadn't even finished cooking on the inside. And so what I did, cut it in the middle and just put it back in the oven, let it cook some more. And then by that time, it was crispy on top and crispy on the bottom. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. So in other words, it was too hard to cut the top. Yeah, it sure was. So I have so many not so good, bread experiment. I sure have. But I don't understand. When I made biscuit, they would turn out perfect. But I even haven't had any biscuits lately. I ain't cooked none. I sure, cause that's white flour too. It sure is. Everything white flour. Everything, all kind of bread is made white flour. But see, like these, I was telling y'all about these seeds that you can grind up called hard, soft wheat, red wheat seeds. They different names. You probably don't heard about them. Or you probably, probably cook with them. If you got a grinder, you just grind them up and they turn to flour. I experimented with that. They was dense. The bread was dense. Yep. I ain't found no soft. Only soft loaf bread that I made is with white flour. Those are the only soft ones. But like I said, then it said that you have to mix different flours together in order to get a soft loaf like that. And from what I understand, they got this flour called organic white flour now. Is it really organic? You have to question that, because if it's organic and if you experiment with it and you start gaining weight, I don't know about that. Yeah, I just have questions about stuff. I sure do. So I don't. So that's my downfall. Bread, and then they tell you say don't eat too much starchy food. Like potatoes, rice. It is said that put weight on you, but I think that's carbs, high carbs. I ain't never heard that word high carbs in all my days until a couple of years ago. Now people got this thing called high carbs, low carbs, high fats, low fat. I mean, isn't it just fats or isn't it just carbs? Well, which one is it? We're talking about all these different names. Who comes up with all these different names? High carbs, huh? High fats. What is that? I mean, isn't it still fat? Isn't it still carbs? All these things, it just confuses you, Low fat, low carbs. I don't get it. Inquiry minds want to know. You have not heard of these names, I'm going to say from 3 years on back. And I just started hearing about these high carbs and high fats about a couple of years ago. And when I saw that, it seemed like every video somebody was talking about this high carbs, high fat. They got this thing called high diet and all this and stuff. What is all of that? It's still the same thing. It's the same thing. Yes, it is. It's the same thing. They done attached another name to it to make it look so, fancy or whatever. But ain't it the same thing? Huh? Isn't it the same thing? Yeah. Yeah, so, I just wanted to run that by y'all today. You know what? It done stop raining, y'all. How about that? It done stop raining. It has stopped raining. Let's go for a walk. Let's go. We better hurry up. It might start back raining. Let's go for a walk. Yes. Let me get on out there. I'm going to have to go running. You know what I'm saying? To get my miles in, Yeah, because, like I said, walking does a body good. I tell y'all that. Walking does a body good. Y'all go ahead on to get your walk on today. I just want to drop a few lines by you. I don't know. Do bread put weight on you? Do y'all gain weight when y'all eat, up too much bread? Like I said, I have not had bread in 3 or 4 days because I'm trying to get my gut down, Yeah, I know that's where it comes from. Yeah, sure it is. So, I'm finna go on out here, y'all. before if it decide to start raining again, you know. I don't know. Nowadays you just can't tell no more about how what's gonna be from one day to the next, or even the same day. It's gonna rain, stop, slow up. What is it gonna do? Well, I just want to say, I want to say, go ahead on, y'all. Get your walk on. Go ahead on, huh? Sense of humor, it does a body good. Oh, yes, it is. Well, I'm so glad, and I want to thank y'all so much for I don't know how to hold this doggone phone. Look at here. Thank y'all for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Thank y'all, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you want to give me some tips or anything on anything that we talk about, go ahead on and put it down in the comments. Some advice about my videos or devices or something like that that could help me. I really appreciate it, or that can help improve my YouTube my YouTube videos. I really appreciate it. I sure do. And I just want to say thank y'all. Yes, yes, yes. Don't forget, give somebody a smile today. Yes, yes. Smiles does a body good. Yes, and being healthy. Yeah, being healthy also does a body good. We have to work on that. We sure do. From day to day, we just work on getting healthy and healthier for our body. So that we can move it. And like I say, our bodies is made to move. We got to move it whether we want to or not. We have to move these bodies. We sure do. In order to to receive energy and to give energy, we sure do. And it also help with our mind. And like I also said in my previous video, that's why I love walking so much. It's therapeutic for me. Therapy. Same thing. Yeah, yeah. It's therapy for my body, what I'm saying? For my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit. Yes, it is. And I just love it. I sure do. Yes, I do. It does a body good. Yes, it does. Some kind of exercise, any kind of exercise you do does a body good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just so many others out there these days. It sure is. So go ahead on and get your walk on, get your exercise on. Yeah, get your smile on. You got a lot to do today to get on. Y'all got a lot to do to get your day on today. You got to get your walk on or your exercise on, get your smile on, get your sense of humor on. Yeah, that's a lot, ain't it? But it's a great benefit. Great benefit also comes along with it. Yes, it does. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. Don't forget, smile. You're on YouTube camera. Have a great day. Until next time. Holla.